Hello students. Today again we are continuing with the different types of organization. See, in the last week video we have discussed about the departmental undertaking. Now today we are moving to the public corporation. So what do you mean by public corporation? See, public corporation is also under the special act of parliament only it has been created. By rendering certain services to the society, it is full and full controlled by the special act of parliament or otherwise called as legislature of the Indian Parliament Act. Examples are the airlines, then Air India International, ONGC. So these are all the examples of public corporation. Now next we are moving to the features of the public corporation. First one is special statute. So from the page number 79 I am just explaining. So public corporation, as I told you, it is created by the special act of parliament. So with the ministry, they have to take care their own powers, objectives and functions. Then a separate legal entity. So a public corporation is a separate legal entity. It has its own perpetual succession like a joint of company, and it can be independent of the government. Then capital provided by the government. So since it's a public corporation, capital contributed by the government or by the agencies. However, in order to raise the money from the public for the capital market also. The next is the financial autonomy. So public corporation enjoys a financial autonomy. It prepares its own budget. It has its authority to retain and utilize it. Then the management by the board of directors. So the board of directors are appointed or nominated by the government only. Since there is no government interference in the day-to-day working of the public corporation. The own staff appointment, remuneration, everything decided by the corporation itself. Then the service motive. The main objective of the public corporation is service motive. It is expected to the self-supported and earn reasonable profit. Then public accountability. A public corporation has to submit its annual report, its accounts working, which are controlled by the Auditor General. Then every year annual report and auditing accounts are presented to the Parliament, which is entitled for the further discussions. So these are the features of the public corporation. Now next we are move on to the advantages and disadvantages. So first one is advantages. Management due to operational autonomy, legislative control, qualified and content staff, tailor-made statute, not affected by the political changes, lesser likelihood of exploitation, reasonable pricing policy. These are all advantages. Now the next disadvantages are autonomy and flexibility only in theory, misuse of the monopolistic power, rigid constitution, low managerial efficiency, problem of passing a special act, clash of divergent interest. So these are the merits and demerits of public corporation. So again I am recapitulate. We started with the meaning of the public corporation, the examples of the public corporation, the features of the public corporation, the merits and the demerits. Okay. Now next we are moving to the government company. First one is the meaning of the government company. The government company introduction is 51% of the paid up share capital contributed by wholly or partly by the state government or central government. That is the meaning of the government company. If it is less than the 51% of the share capital means, then it is treated as a private sector. So it can be a private company. It's not comes under the government company. Then slowly we are move on to the features. Registration is compulsory through the Companies Act of 1956. These are the examples of the government company, decision of the government. Each and everything can be controlled, created by the government. Separate legal entity, majority of the capital contributed by the government. The government also will select the directors as an authority. The board of directors of a government company, the own staff, free from procedure control, then accountability to the parliament. The next we are move on to the merits and demerits of the government company. Merits: easy formation, internal autonomy, private participation, easy to alter, discipline, professional management, public accountability. Then the drawbacks are yes-men, because the board of directors are passed or forcefully packed with this thing. Then autonomy only in name. Then the constitutions creating a problem where they are facing some criticisms and all. Fear of exposure, lack of expertise, then selfish functioning. So these are the merits under the demerits of the government company. These are the logos of the government company. So if they ask any example, means follow our textbook only. Don't suggest to give your own examples and all. So follow the examples what and all is given in the textbook. Again, we'll be continuing in the next class. We are moving to the next chapter. Thank you, students.